Well, good morning, everybody. It's 11 o'clock. I'm meteorologist Lewis Turner. We got a whole weather discussion to have with you. I want to begin, though, right now, 11 o'clock. You usually be watching First Coast Living, and you will be very, very shortly. I want to give you the Hurricane Helene latest 11 o'clock advisory. It was still a Category 2 storm. It's strengthened a bit. 105-mile-an-hour winds right now, still forecast to be a major hurricane making landfall this evening along the Big Bend as that Category 3 hurricane. A devastating condition there all along the Big Bend, Appalachia Bay, and moving up and very near Tallahassee as well. But let's go. I want to show you kind of the big picture here and something that has changed. If you're a weather watcher, if you've been very carefully tracking this system, you would have noticed a little bit of a shift with the forecast, the middle of the forecast track, the center line track, as well as the forecast cone. Just a bit of a actually tightening and more of a consensus within the forecast cone, but it has shifted just several miles, just a few miles, a matter of 20 to 40 miles to the east. Now that makes a world of difference for communities along the Appalachia Bay, west of that towards Mexico Beach, and then often towards Panama City Beach, because those on what will be the west side of this system are going to do a lot better than those, say, on the east side of this system. So as it does trek just a little bit east, it puts some of those folks in the west a little bit more in a relaxed phase, though the weather is going to be absolutely horrendous along the Panhandle. But you think about communities along the Big Bend, like Steinhatchee, up and through the Suwannee River, the mouth of the Suwannee River, where the 20-foot storm surge will be very, very possible. And then you zoom in and you think, well, this evening. So it's also had a little bit of a slowdown with forward momentum as well. Right now, Hurricane Center thinking positioning will be about 8 p.m. still miles away from landfall. So probably this evening around 10:30 we'll see official landfall. But look, this track takes it right up and through Perry, Florida, where I know a lot of folks are familiar with. That's going to deal with a good bit of storm surge and some devastating winds moving up and into Tallahassee, our state's capital, as well. So a look at the infrared satellite picture here and what's leading to the strengthening. First of all, favorable conditions in the Gulf, warm bathwater-like Gulf of Mexico, a low shear environment, and now we're getting a well-organized, clearly visible, pretty symmetrical looking eye wall as well. And as that happens and the move more north begins, a lot of strengthening will happen up to major status as we get in through our evening. For the rest of us now, all right, looking closer to home in the yellow, everywhere you see, which is all of us now, we are in a tornado watch. We've already seen warnings issued for portions of Glenn County. That has expired, but any one of these bands that you see just offshore can very easily spin up a tornado. So we're going to be watching that very carefully. We won't be going anywhere, and if a tornado does spin up, we'll come right back on the air. So something we've got to concern ourselves with. But a look at radar now indicating you can see the full eye wall on radar now. That's telling you how close we are getting to shore with this system and imminent landfall as we're going to watch a devastating storm through the Big Bend with our local impacts, gusty winds, and the isolated tornado threat. But along I-75 corridor, thinking Columbia County, Lake City, we're talking some pretty big winds there as well. We'll let our friends at First Coast Living take over. I know they've got a lot to talk about with the weather as well.